So I've been a longtime critic of products that come from the company known as Beats by Dre. It never really sat with me well when it came to the heavy push of celebrity marketing to get impressionable younger kids to pay a premium price for what was then average plastic headphones that didn't really last, not to mention what I found to be poor or overly colored sound quality.
This is music the way they intended,
as they say. And every sound engineer in the world thunderously replied, "Oh no, we didn't." My opinion was always that if you could get something better for less in terms of function, build quality, sound quality, and ergonomics, there's no reason for me to choose what seemingly was no more than a designer type tech product line. But if you noticed, things changed since the Apple acquisition. Whether you love Apple or not, the truth is the Beats product line did improve in many areas while taming the overuse of celebrity endorsement marketing. Mind you, a former Beats employee had to show me how recent models have twistable, durable headbands. So the day came. I got a smartphone with no headphone jack. And the AirPods that came with my 16-inch MacBook Pro notoriously fall out of my ears. I can't even really walk around without them falling out, so I don't take them to the toilet. I needed something better, again, in terms of function, durability, sound quality, and ergonomics, and couldn't cost more than the alternative, which I was looking at the AirPods Pro. So the timing of the perfect storm came where I, as a longtime Beats critic, bought my first Beats product, the PowerBeats Pro. PowerBeats Pro have been on the market for 2 years now, and they're not brand new. They were $250 when they entered the market, but today have come down to $179, pricing them lower than the AirPods Pro, which is $199. Keep in mind, this is 2021, during a time electronic devices have been increasing in prices due to the global chip shortage. So let's open the box and take a look inside. So we all know that Beats, as well as Apple, is known for really nice packaging. While I always critique Beats for their marketing and product quality, one thing they always had great was the fact that their packaging was just amazing. It's a whole experience by itself. So here is the clamshell case. And just to compare it to the regular AirPods, it's a lot bigger. And let's open it up. So the reason for the bigger case is because, this thing has to fit inside with the whole ear band. Now the wraparound band helps keep it stay on your ear. And that was one of the things. AirPods fall out of my ear very easily. And I didn't want to take a risk with the AirPods Pro. And what's cool about this is, they might feel tight when you put them on, but they're actually adjustable. You can stretch them. The wrap band is adjustable. And they fit like that. And because they're perfectly symmetrical where all the functions and buttons are the same on both sides, you can even use them with just one ear and either ear will work. Now there are dedicated buttons to prevent pause or hang-ups, unlike the AirPods that have a touch capacitive surface on them that you can accidentally hang up on people, which I do all the time. There is a volume rocker, and this is on both sides. And there's also a play pause button, which is the big B. And that's where you can stop, pause, or hang up. Now, I've been using the Beats for about a week now. This one that I'm unboxing is actually one that I ordered to exchange, and I'll explain why I exchanged it later. But the sound quality, I was expecting it to be overly bassy due to the reputation, but was pleasantly surprised. It's actually less bass than the AirPods, but it has more subharmonic definition. It means you can hear the low rumble, but it's not muffled. AirPods seem to have a low shelf boost, but there seems to be a more natural low end to this, where you hear all of it instead of like a boost in a small section of it. Now there's also more high end to the higher frequencies as well, and they become very obvious when you listen to a podcast or a broadcast where they didn't use a de-esser on the mic. You hear that little sizzle. Highs aren't really unpleasant overall, except for those small cases, but they can be when, poorly tuned microphone recordings or broadcasts happen. And because I have really big ear canals, the best quality I enjoy are with the largest ear tips. This is probably why the AirPods fall out of my ear, because I have giant ear canals. And just to show you which ear tips they are, they're actually underneath where the clamshell case came from. And this is your lid with the wire. This is a lightning cable, by the way. Oh, and just to let you know, this is compatible with any cable that works with your iPhone because it's lightning. It's not USB Type-C. I thought it was USB Type-C at first because they look similar. But over here, we got 3 different types of ear tips, and I actually like using the biggest one. It creates a better seal to my ear. Now, the best test I do to determine the sound quality for me is to actually listen to podcasts where they're using a Shure SM7B microphone. My favorite video on that is either the Sweetwater review with Mitch Gallagher talking into it, where he's using different switches where you hear his voice very bassy when he's switching around the SM7B, or any podcast where they're using an SM7B. Now, truthfully, I do kind of miss the low end on the AirPods because there's a high shelf. The larger ear tip, however, give me the best results here, and it gives me the best low end with the PowerBeats. Now, I haven't seen any documentations on this claim, but I was told by the same former Beats employee that I was talking to that these are voiced specifically for Dr. Dre's personal preference and not to consumer specs like the majority of Beats product line, which we know is usually the more exaggerated low end. Now, I like how low profile these are because it's a black matte finish with a black logo. It's not very noticeable. And in case you don't want anybody to know that you have a Beats product, because these are like, close to $200 and they could be easily stolen. So, they kind of hide with everything instead of stand out. Now, they come in other colors as well if you want something brighter. Now, thanks to the H1 chip, pairing is made easy with any Apple device simply by flipping open the case, just like the Apple AirPods. So let me show you how this works. So I'm gonna take my phone, we're gonna put it right here. We open up the case. And there it is. And all I have to do is press connect. There's 4% battery life on the case and there's 98% on the AirPods. So done. And now it's paired to my phone. And I heard the little bell to let me know that it's connected. These are a little awkward putting on. Sometimes I miss the whole hook around my ear, but once they're on, they don't come off. One thing that I really loved about the AirPods was that fact that they weren't fully sealed, at least not when they're sitting in your ear for a while. Even when you push them in, you can still hear the world. So if I'm doing a live stream of DJ gear and I'm doing a demonstration and I need to monitor dialogue of who I'm talking to, like the show host, I can still hear my audio from my speakers in the studio of the DJ gear without removing the AirPods. I can hear the AirPods fine, but I'm not tuned out from the world. Now with the PowerBeats Pro, they tend to seal you off from the world where you can't hear much of the outside when you're wearing them the right way. Until I learned this little trick. Simply twist them forward to open up the seal a bit, and they still stay on. They won't fall off. And wearing them with glasses isn't that big of a problem as I was afraid they would be. They just sit just above my glasses with no issue. But if you do adjust your glasses, you can hear them rubbing onto the PowerBeats Pro. Now, the charging case is gigantic compared to the AirPods and the AirPods Pro. In fact, the AirPods Pro are just a little wider, but it makes sense since it has to house the larger wraparound earband. However, they're not practical for carrying in your pocket. Sorry, fans of skinny jeans. The case also doesn't have wireless charging like the AirPods Pro case. However, they do have some portability without the case. You can hang them on your shirt like this, or you can clip them together. Like that. Now, this took me a good minute to figure out, but both methods require you to adjust the earband back to the tighter position in order to keep these locked and secured. If they're not closed, they'll fall apart. Now let's show you what the microphone sounds like on these. This is a test of the PowerBeats Pro, recording unfiltered, going into OBS, screen recording with audio. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. And just for comparison, this is the microphone check with the Apple AirPods. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. The AirPods seem to have a little bit more of a hiss because they have a mid-range boost. These sound more even. I wouldn't put them on the same level as my lav mic, but they're not bad. Now, one thing that I cannot do with the PowerBeats Pro that I can do comfortably with the AirPods is sleeping with them on. Because they are bigger, you can feel them on, and it might take some getting used to. But the most important thing is I can't really lay on them with a pillow like this. While I don't believe it's recommended to do that at all, the AirPods don't seem to be a problem when they're snug between my ears and a pillow because they're pretty flush when I lay on my side. So for late night Netflix and YouTube, I still use my AirPods, and that means I have to put up doing the ritual scavenger hunt to look for them in the morning because they fall out. Now, there is one thing that I think is a design flaw, and this is why I had to actually exchange the original pair that I bought. I had returned the first pair because upon applying one of the ear tips, I accidentally pushed the mesh grill inwards. While this didn't affect the sound, I can see this becoming a nuisance when particles get inside there, which will eventually affect the sound. They are way too soft. That's why I got another pair. And they need to be handled delicately because, like I said, you can see one is pushed farther inward than the other. Overall, I'm not claiming that these are amazing studio quality wireless earbuds. I'm not even sure if that exists out there. But they fit my criteria I was looking for. An AirPods Pro alternative that is less likely to fall out of my ear, with decent sound quality, including the microphone, easy pairing to my iPhone, and it costs around or less than the AirPods Pro, which is $199. These are $179. All right, well, I hope you like my review of the Beats by Dre PowerBeats Pro. If you stumbled across my channel for the first time, my channel is actually about DJ gear, music gear, tutorials in that realm, as well as lightsabers. So if this video review helped you out, please smash that like button. But if you want to see more of the other stuff that I feature on this channel, click that subscribe button and don't forget to click that little bell icon so you get a notification the next time I upload a video. My last video was 4 reasons why not to mix with the crossfader, and I'll leave the link to that right here. Check that out. All right, really appreciate you for watching. Thanks, take care, stay healthy. The force is with you always.